Artificial intelligence has already transformed the way we live, work, and interact with the world. But while most people associate AI with self-driving cars, chatbots, and recommendation algorithms, a much darker reality exists beneath the surface. AI is quietly becoming the most powerful weapon on the battlefield, changing the very nature of warfare itself. Governments and defense agencies around the world are pouring billions into AI-driven weapons, creating autonomous systems capable of making life or death decisions in mere milliseconds. These secret AI weapons operate in the shadows, away from public scrutiny, and yet they have the potential to reshape global conflicts in ways never seen before. From AI-controlled drones to cyber warfare bots and autonomous battlefield robots, the future of war is no longer dependent on human soldiers alone. It is a future where machines call the shots, literally. AI-powered drones. The invisible assassin zone of the most well-known, but still highly classified air weapons is the autonomous drone. Unlike traditional drones that require human operators, AI-powered drones are programmed to identify and eliminate targets with little to no human intervention. The United States, China, Russia, and even smaller nations are developing these weapons in secret, and they are already being tested in real-world conflicts. Take the Turkish Kargil drone, for example. In 2020, reports emerged that these AI-driven drones were deployed in Libya, marking one of the first known instances of an autonomous weapon system carrying out an attack on its own. According to one report, these drones identified and attacked targets without any direct human command, demonstrating the terrifying potential of AI-driven combat. But it doesn't stop there. The Pentagon's Skyborg project is developing AI pilots that can control swarms of unmanned aircraft, operating in perfect coordination to outmaneuver enemy defenses. These drones can fly in formation, identify threats, and launch precision strikes with unparalleled speed, potentially overwhelming enemy forces before they even realize what's happening. Autonomous killer robots. The soldiers of the future if AI-powered drones weren't terrifying enough. Military researchers are also developing fully autonomous ground robots designed for warfare. The US Army's Project Origin is working on unmanned combat vehicles equipped with machine learning algorithms capable of analyzing battlefields in real time, deciding when and how to engage enemy forces. Russia, meanwhile, has deployed Uran-9, an unmanned robotic tank designed for urban warfare. It can move through battle zones, identify targets, and engage in combat without needing a human in the loop. While it still requires some level of supervision, the ultimate goal is for autonomy, where these robotic war machines can fight and kill entirely on their own. China has taken things even further with the Shark Claw series, robotic battlefield units capable of carrying out reconnaissance, surveillance, and direct combat missions. As these systems become more advanced, the question arises, what happens when an autonomous robot makes a fatal mistake? What if it misidentifies a civilian as a combatant? The ethical implications of these AI warriors are staggering. Yet their development continues at an accelerating pace. AI-driven cyber warfare. The silent threat. Not all AI weapons operate on the battlefield. Some exist in the digital realm, where they can do just as much, if not more, damage. AI-driven cyber warfare tools are being used to disrupt entire nations, infiltrating power grids, financial systems, and even nuclear facilities. One of the most well-known cyber weapons, Stuxnet, was a computer worm reportedly developed by the US and Israel to sabotage Iran's nuclear program. What made Stuxnet terrifying was its ability to operate autonomously, spreading through computer networks, identifying its target, and crippling machinery, all without human input. Now, imagine an AI-driven version of this malware capable of learning, adapting, and launching cyberattacks that cannot be stopped by traditional cybersecurity defenses. China has invested heavily in AI-powered cyber warfare, using machine learning to detect vulnerabilities in foreign systems before they can be patched. AI-driven bots can analyze massive amounts of data, identify weak points, and execute precision attacks in real time. The US Cyber Command is also racing to develop countermeasures, employing AI to predict and counter cyber threats before they happen. But as these tools become more sophisticated, the digital battlefield will become as deadly as the physical one. In psychological warfare, manipulating missile weapons don't just attack physical targets, they also influence public perception. Governments and intelligence agencies are using AI-driven propaganda bots to spread disinformation, manipulate elections, and control narratives on a massive scale. Take deepfake technology, for example. AI-generated videos can make it appear as though world leaders have said things they never did. Imagine a scenario where a deepfake of a president declaring war goes viral before it can be debunked, plunging the world into chaos. Russia's Internet Research Agency has used AI to generate thousands of fake social media profiles, spreading disinformation to influence public opinion. AI-driven psychological warfare is becoming so advanced that it's increasingly difficult to distinguish truth from fiction, a phenomenon that can destabilize societies without a single shot being fired. The risks of AI warfare. A new global arms race. With AI weapons rapidly advancing, we are entering a new global arms race, one where the most powerful nations compete not for nuclear supremacy, but for air dominance. The implications of this are chilling. If AI-powered weapons fall into the wrong hands, terrorists or rogue states could deploy autonomous killer drones, or launch cyberattacks capable of bringing entire countries to their knees. Even more concerning is the possibility of an AI arms race spinning out of control. Unlike nuclear weapons, which require significant infrastructure and resources, AI weapons can be developed by any country with advanced computing capabilities. This means that even smaller nations or non-state actors could gain access to deadly AI-driven technologies, making global security even more unstable. The future of AI weapons. Can they be stopped? As AI weapons become more advanced, there is a growing movement calling for regulation. The campaign to stop killer robots, backed by the UN and various human rights organizations, is pushing for a global ban on autonomous weapons. However, major powers like the US, China, and Russia have resisted these efforts, arguing that AI-driven warfare is inevitable. Some experts believe that the only way to prevent an AI war is through international treaties, similar to those established for nuclear weapons. However, with the rapid pace of technological development, it remains to be seen whether nations can come to an agreement before AI-driven conflicts become an irreversible reality. Conclusion. A future shaped by AI warfare. Secret AI weapons no one talks about are already here. They exist in the form of autonomous drones, robotic soldiers, cyber warfare bots, and AI-driven propaganda machines. While AI has the potential to revolutionize many aspects of society, its role in warfare is a grim reminder that technology is a double-edged sword. As AI weapons continue to evolve, we must ask ourselves, how much control should we give to machines when it comes to matters of life and death? Will AI warfare lead to a safer world? Or are we heading toward an era where wars are fought not by soldiers, but by algorithms? One thing is certain: the age of AI warfare has already begun, and the world may never be the same again.